Salve Forth Paladins, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command. Orion Pirates. I'm Commodore Tarek of the dreaded HMS Exile, as we continue our campaign against the Lyran Star Empire, and it looks like the Klingons want to rumble. I'm not quite interested in heading quite that far back, but I do want to reconnect this station here because being so far out in the open is not particularly pleasant, so let us set out into space to attempt to hunt down the enemy who would attempt to destroy us, and it's a convoy raid, so it looks like the Lyrans are trying to move back into this area of space. They have brought the kids and the caravan, and we're going to have to stop that, and it looks like this convoy is defended by a Q-ship. Oh, you poor, poor people. You are not going to survive what's about to come your way. I would capture them if I thought that I could, but unfortunately I don't think that I can, and so we're just going to run them completely over. Let's take a quick check. It's an FLPH, not even a proper Q-ship. Oh, that's painful. What else we got over here? We've got an Is that an FOL or an FQL? I'm going to guess it's an FQL, so maybe some protection. An FSPH, an armored transport, an FTX. All these guys... You guys just did not enter into the frontline combat zone in ships that have basically no defense. What were you thinking? I suppose I shouldn't complain too much. This will be a nice, easy mission for us to basically breeze through. So let's just increase the speed of time, because this is not a battle. This is, well, an execution. Gatling phasers getting involved. We're going to slow, nice and easy. Get one more phaser barrage, and that'll take you out. Come on, phasers. You can do it. Ooh, not quite. Interesting. A little bit tougher than I was anticipating. Okay, not quite as tough as possibly could be. That Q-ship is, however, on the move and heading towards us. I'm going to take a quick opportunity here. We'll go... Oh, I already did. Must have forgotten that or missed that. So we're just going to steadily come on here. This FQL might have an expanding sphere generator, but I don't anticipate them having anything special. So we're going to focus on these armored transports to begin with. Just get on top of them, nail them with heavy weapons. Let our Gatling phasers take care of all the incoming fire. More speed. Just get a little bit closer. I want to be basically on top of them when I fire everything in order to annihilate them. There goes the annihilation of one. Next target. Technically you. I'm going to slow way down. Maybe I'll be able to actually get any sort of weapon system online by the time we actually pass in. Got him. Alrighty, on to the next one. An armored priority transport. Let's kick up the speed a little bit so we can try and catch up to him. That Q-ship having a little bit of trouble catching up. He does have disruptors. He's got that going for him. 2 disruptors and 2 ESGs. Yeah, that's not gonna help you, man. So, ooh, he is slowly attempting to blink through my rear shields. More speed, more power. I want to get right on top of this guy. I don't need to get on top of this guy, but I would like to. Slide off to the side a little bit. Didn't even need all of that. On to the last priority transport. Dude, I'm trying to save you a lot of trouble. Don't you want to, like, live? Apparently not. He's really intent on trying to get a good shot on us. Alright, just me and you now, buddy. It's all that's left. It's not really his fault that he was the only thing really standing between us and victory, but come on. You had to know this was coming, friend. So, a single FQL. His expanding shore generators actually make him kind of dangerous. That's 40 damage right there. That's not nothing. Unfortunately, it requires us to be at point-blank range. Although, on the flip side of that... Oh, shoot. On the flip side of that, us being hydrants means we will generally get to point-blank range. So, bouncing that on a shield with the Gatling phasers and another help, can to just nail him. Oh, he's lost most of his systems at this point. I'm going to come around and see if I can't get the stirred firing Gatling phaser on. He's trying to turn it on. He's trying to get some shots in. Let's see if I can't pull away to a good shield. It was just in time. Oh, just not a good day to be a Lyran at this moment. Slow down. We're going to let him pass into us, because the phasers are about to be ready, and that'll be more than enough to just completely annihilate him, I assume. Actually, no, not quite enough. And then we got everything else involved. So, a bit of unfortunate timing there for that convoy. Moved into an area of space they really probably shouldn't have. So, able to take them off without too much trouble at all. We're going to then head south for a little bit, take on the next tile, then maybe head over towards that planet. Get a little bit of a more powerful foothold over here. The tile is neutral, and we did take the black hole. That's nice. So, actually, we'll pressure a bit. Let's push into enemy space. No thank you on the anomaly. We'll take the scouting mission. Even if it sends me up against a King Condor or something, I would much rather take the scouting mission over an anomaly mission. And let's see what they decided to fight me against. The freighter. Of course. So basically what I'm gathering from this point is the Lyrans have been completely caught off guard. That last major counterattack that they attempted to push us back, yeah, that was pretty much all their strength that we then turned around and, well, busted up on them. So they're down to basically nothing. Now, the thing to remember in this mission is the fact that we actually do need to scan the enemy in order to get the best mission outcome. Although it's probably only going to take one pass to actually annihilate him. So we're going to sensor boost, go up to full power on the deep scan. That'll give us the information that we require. And then we'll just run right through him. So wait for the science officer. And we're done. Total of last time, 44 seconds. Not even 45. Didn't even last 3/4 of a second. Or a minute. He did last 3/4 of a second. I gotta give him credit for that one. He did survive. Let's not be too harsh on the enemy. Alrighty, so not too much bad there. Putting a little bit of pressure on, the Emperor defense is a little bit stronger out there because it is actually part of their inner territories. Let's poke at a station. What's the worst that could happen? Fighting a space station obviously is the worst that could happen. But no, it's going to throw a surprise reversed our way. Not a bad idea for us to try and take. Surprise reversed, excellent way to easily grab some quick prestige, although so far every single mission today has been an easy mission to grab quick prestige. We are not in the normal spawn position, it doesn't feel... Oh no, I see it. I was distracted by the gorgeous little, I don't know, constellation nebula thing going on here. That's pretty. Oh, that's very, very pretty. The high definition background pack, one of the many features that you get in the community edition of the most recent fan patch, and not necessarily part of Orion Pirates Plus, but, well, it makes everything wonderful. And if you do get this game, you will, of course, download the community patch, which can be found in the description down below, and it will provide you with things like these awesome background textures. It's gorgeous. The ships, you're going to have to go into maybe Orion Pirates Plus if you want it, or you could modify all the ships on your own in order to actually bring them in, but hey, just get Orion Pirates Plus. It'll be way more easy that way, and a lot of fun. Alright, so let's kick our speed up even more. We're not even going to bother overloading the fusion cannons. We're just going to let them stick to what they are, because I think they're a whole bunch of frigates. We're going to run them over. It's going to be painful for the enemy. Not for us, though. Ooh, good question. Who's got point defense systems and who doesn't? Send a probe. If you don't, I'm sending things after you. But if you are an E4X... Wait. E4X? Little X? We're in the advanced era? When did I miss this? I get the feeling like I am way out of the loop on this. Okay, so we have hit the advanced era. Little X refits have just come out, and so we should definitely be careful of these things because, well, our Dreadnought is not nearly as scary as I thought it was anymore. The enemy can, of course, get the jump on us with a whole bunch of X-type heavy cruisers. Not capital X, but little X. And that would ruin our day really fast. Alright, let's get all additional power to the forward shield just for explosion defense. That's really the only point at this point, because we're going to basically run them all over from point-blank range, and that could hurt us just a little bit. So, start to slow down, so throw some power into the forward shield. First one down, on to the next, slow way down. Does anybody not have a point defense system? Yeah, it's the advanced era. That's like saying, does anybody not have a car in the United States? The answer is, I believe there's like 2-point-something cars per person, although that average, I believe, is going down, potentially. I don't have the facts on that. That could be entirely fake news. But we're just going to sit here staring eye to eye with IKV Defender as he attempts to figure out exactly what he's going to do to overcome the massive amount of pain that's about to come in his direction. I don't think he's come up with an answer. We'll give him one more second and... Just be a boss was his solution, able to stand all of that damage. We did knock out both of his missile launchers, so... Oh, unfortunate for you, sir. We're just gonna start pulling away, heading towards the next target, because, well, even if he does turn on, he really kind of doesn't have anything worth using. He also really doesn't have much in the way of defenses. He does still have 2 Phaser X's, there is that. Gotta give him credit where credit is due. And I would like to shoot my rear-firing Gatling phasers towards him to annihilate him in his entirety. Maybe. Yeah, we could. Okay, let's do that. Hi, just the Gatlings. I know, it's not something we normally spend just Gatlings on. Oh, didn't even need all of them. I spent all of them, but I didn't need to spend all of them, and that's the key. And we're gonna line up with you. I've got all my heavy weapons ready to go. He is the safeguard. Yeah, he doesn't much exist anymore. We have an E3CR and an E3R, so I'm gonna guess the CR is a command version. I'm not sure what that'll actually do in terms of actual firepower, but I assume he's got something a little bit better. Maybe not. Slow down a bit. Slow down a bit. I need to get my phasers actually on target. Yeah, the phasers got all of that one. Now to the E3R, the last target in the group. He's watched every single one of his compatriots be just mowed down by a gigantic dreadnought. I cannot imagine what's going through his mind, because I can't actually play this mission from the other side. Wonder what that would be like. And they're gone. So a little bit of a Klingon task force trying to re-secure the line. Not able to, because, well, they decided they were going to park and have a little powwow out here and accomplish, well, pretty much nothing. Already 300 prestige is our reward. A little bit of a poking against the space. Empire Defense at 19. That's lower than I figured it would be. We're just basically going to run roughshod along this border here. I should probably head south to take care of that little Klingon infestation we've got going on. But it's more fun to be, well, further aggressive. So, red alert and increase speed. This time we will actually set the fusion cannons to overload. Spend most of our power to do that. And then wait for the shield system to settle itself out. I cannot actually go any faster than this, so we hit the perfect speed anyway. We are escorted today by the heavy war destroyer HMS Citadel. Hey, we used to have a Citadel, although it was a dreadnought. So, Citadel's fallen on hard times, squaring off against a single enemy frigate, who looks, by all intents and purposes, to be a police frigate. Fleet screen, well, Fleet screen says he's a heavy war destroyer, but I don't quite believe that. Let's increase the speed of time. We're just zipping through. Ah, there we go. I see battlecruiser. Oh, it's a Lyran battlecruiser. Heavy battlecruiser. Send a prop. Let's find out exactly what it is we're about to get involved with, because it's gonna be fun. Yeah, 4 disruptors, 4 expanding sphere generators, which is a lot of expanding sphere generators, holy crap, and a whole host of phaser ones. Luckily, he's not a little X upgrade, so that has not quite become the norm throughout the fleet, although maybe the Klingons feel differently about that. He is packing 2, 4, 6, 8 phaser 1s, 2 phaser 3s, so we have a little bit more phaser firepower than him. We have 10 phaser 1s and 2 phaser Gatlings, which, well, just puts those phaser 3s to absolute and total shame. Does look like he is a pseudo-frigate tender. Doesn't really matter. He doesn't really have the firepower to do anything. He is also a pseudo-frigate tender, so both of them carrying a whole bunch of little ships. I suppose if they swarmed high enough, the actual number of disruptors could become quite dangerous, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So we are currently pumping out a pretty decent amount of electronic countermeasure. Although we have no power to the forward shield, let's drop our speed very slightly in order to actually do something about that. Our attack shift, well, our defense shift is 2, so is our attack shift. But we're about to get basically up close and personal with him. So he's going to turn away. I anticipate he will attempt to activate an expanding sphere generator. Yep, there it goes. They did take it on the bow. And then we basically opened him up for 144 damage. So he's about to have a really seriously bad day. Fighters, now that I've basically opened him up and made him incredibly vulnerable to your Hellbore cannons, perhaps you could add into this little fight and just make him ever so unhappy to exist in this world. Every single Hellbore is going to go right into that weakened shield and just continue to deal tons and tons of damage. And the more accurate that it can be, the better. He's in great position for a Gatling phaser strike. I don't think he's going to survive the fighters, and he didn't. Okay, bring the fighters home now. Come home. It's go home time. I'm going to keep you alive, and phasers. So just a little something to sort of remind him that, hey, I'm a dreadnought, don't get too close to me, otherwise I am going to make you cry. He did, however, get the message, although it looks like he might be trying to get in towards my fighters. If I keep this turn going, the fighters should get home without too much of a scratch. There we go, lovely. And it looks like they still has a couple of interceptors, although, let's see if we can't save this hunter killer. If it needs it. Doesn't look like he does. Okay, good. I could come in and just wade through both of these interceptors. And I shall. We're going to just put home that you do not want to fight us. We're going to systematically and completely annihilate. Good. Alright, so the hunter killers should have a somewhat easy time to actually get home, which was the goal there. We were on a mission of mercy to save fighters, which seems like the very Hydran thing to do, and if it gets home, we'll be happy. If not, wait for it. Wait for it. He's not going home? Okay, he went home. Lovely. Ooh, opening fire from a little bit too far away. Oh no, we did 42 damage. That was not too far range at all. And the other fusion cannon finally getting within range. All 6 fusion cannons able to actually unload on him and annihilate him. So, yeah, if you're going to bring a battlecruiser to a dreadnought fight, you better command it just a little bit better than that. 300 prestige is, of course, our reward for a job well done. And the tile is under strike and vulnerable. Ooh, only 5 left. We're going to pop up over here, because this is down to 19. Asteroid base assault for short. Nobody wants to take an actual base assault, because we'd rather actually take the base intact. If you go for the base assault and you win, the base is gone. And that would be unfortunate, considering all the work that we've been doing to try and steal it. Although, it's entirely possible that at the end, the base would be just, well, destroyed anyway, because it'll throw a mission our way, and we won't have the option not to take it. Hopefully not, but that's always the option. Let's make sure that we set our fusion cannons to their overloaded status. And I may as well just set up everything for proper. So maximum power into the electronic countermeasure, additional power into the forward shields, just get those rocking and rolling. We don't have it at the moment, but we will eventually. Drop 1 point of speed, so make sure that everything is charging properly because it wasn't. And then we'll increase the speed of time until our enemy shows up. By the way, he's a light cruiser. So, yeah, interesting pick. I'm going to guess it's a heavy war destroyer. Heavy war destroyers also often get thrown up into the light cruiser category, and it is an HDW M2, so heavy war destroyer medium 2, mod 2. Not quite sure how the Lyrans want to describe it, but in any case, it's not going to be that terribly difficult to destroy. We are, after all, a heavy dreadnought. So I would anticipate it being a little bit more difficult to fight other enemy heavy dreadnoughts, but they do not appear to be quite common. He was a mostly large pseudo-frigate tender. Are you carrying a pallet? No, he does have a third engine underneath, though. We want to get closer than that because we want to make sure that our fusion cannons, I was about to say Hellbores, but our fusion cannons can do the maximum amount of all the damages. Bouncing that off the forward shield, and... oh. Eee. Well, he tried. He very much tried. Okay. Let's make a 90-degree turn left around this mine. Oh, well, we're going to go through the mine. May as well. And increases the speed of time, because now we're just sitting here to charge up. We'll find the enemy base, and then we'll go in to annihilate it. It's going to be a bit of a siege, which is somewhat unfortunate. But hey, it's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it, and today it's once again going to be us. Although, at least today hasn't been just a series of sieges over and over and over. Hey, there it is. Alright, we have the asteroid base in sight. It's going to take us a little while to actually get there. I have a little bit more power in the shield, which I'm going to steal. Actually, I'm going to steal from the electronic warfare suite as well, just to get a little bit closer. Once we're in range, we'll slow down a bit, we'll start shelling properly, and we'll steadily work our way in. It's not a quick job, but it's a job that we've got to do. Now, I could try and shorten this by launching my fighters, but I kind of suspect that if I did that, I would start to lose fighters, and that would just be incredibly unfortunate, because fighters are expensive, and it would require me to go home. So the fewer fighters that I lose, the better chance I have of actually doing some really fun stuff. And nothing. Okay, there's that. He does not appear to be trying to fight us on the electronic warfare suite side of things. So, okay, go full... Nah, I really don't want to. I really want to basically defend myself with electronic countermeasures, because I think it's very helpful to have that defend me instead. Alright, go full power to the ECCM. I wanted to, but I've got to be able to get accurate fire on this. The more accurate fire we get on this target, the faster it dies. The faster it dies, the happier I am. Although, it's still going to take quite some time. We've got 25 points of power in the forward shield, though, so that should last us for quite some time. I don't anticipate that being much of a problem until we get underneath a range of probably about 15. Let's see, the Hellbore. Hellbore, I knew this the other day. Oh, there it is. The Hellbore has a range bracket of 15, so 15 to 22 is what we're looking to get. Between those two ranges, between 16 and 22, it's a damage of 8. At 15 and under, it becomes 10. So we're going to try and get there, see if we can actually stomach the amount of fire he's going to be tossing our way. We do have a lot of power to throw into that shield. Just, hopefully, we'll be able to survive. Because it's all going to depend on how much power he can just dump into us. Ooh, every single one a miss. We're not that terribly accurate at this range. I thought it was like, what, 43%? Oh, no, 58. No, it is 42. We're not down to 15 yet. So, unfortunately, having to fire at a 42% accuracy and only having 4 Hellbores can make things a little bit more difficult. There are ships, I believe, that have 6 Hellbores, I think. And if I'm not 100% mistaken, I believe that the Monarch-class Dreadnought, the battle one, BB, just the normal BB, I think that has 8 Hellbores. Or maybe I'm misremembering. Because I know it loses a couple of Hellbores when it goes over to the Monarch-class battleship carrier, which we will probably end up going towards. As much as I want an Iron Chancellor just for the lulziness of having 24 fighters, I think having the battleship carrier may be the better way to go. Although it does make us weaker on trying to bombard the enemy. That's kind of the major downfall, actually, of playing Hydrants, your fighters will not intelligently attack planets, and so they can't be used for that, which is a big bummer, because it means that a lot of your carriers just become non-viable once you start attacking all of the planets. It's perfectly fine for going against stations. The fighters will do that, no problem. But once you start trying to attack something that has a collision mesh that attempts to break them the moment they touch it, yeah, they don't want to get anywhere near that. And we could actually take all that fire. That's good. And we're going to stop right underneath a range of 15. That'll put all of our cannons at a damage of 10 and our accuracy up to 58%. We could actually probably get even closer. What is the next closest range bracket? It is 8. I don't think we can weather the storm for a range of 8. Let's see. Ooh, a total miss on that one. So the Phaser 4 at a range of 8 would be dealing an average of 8.2 damage per. And he's got 4 of them, which would be 32 damage. And we've got 27 points of power into the forward shield. So not really enough to do that. Although, if I put the power from the electronic warfare suite into it, that would put us up to 35? No, 33, because it's 6, not 8. So 33 points of power would be enough to hold off the average, although the maximum is 12, which means he has a potential of doing 48 damage. And that would hurt lots. More than lots. More blasts going through, more blasts not able to actually connect with anything. Alright, we're gonna do it. I don't want to sit here all week and just shell him, so wait for him to fire again. And once he does, unleash the swarm! Alright, they're going into attack mode. I order them to, but they have to do a little bit of a long dodge around. Yep, and they are shooting my fighters, of course they are. Alright, return to me. Return to me. And they did a lovely amount of damage. Please get home, please get home, please get home. Oh, it's gonna be tight. He's down to a single fighter squadron. 1. Okay, whew, they've all got home. Lucky for us, very lucky for us. We're gonna be able to basically just go right in on top of him now. He's down to a single, 2 of them. Shoot him all the lots that we can, because this is gonna suck. He is repairing that system. Oh good, we destroyed it. So 1 strike from the fighters was enough to nearly cripple that thing. So yeah, fighters, be strong. Just a little bit fragile, and it's more irritating to have to go back and fix them than that's the main thing that holds me back from just throwing them into every battle. Alrighty, so Empire Defense is down to 14. That is getting pretty vulnerable. We are really putting up pressure on their stations. We grabbed one down here, grabbed one over here, grabbed one over here. They still have all their planets, but as for stations, they're starting to slowly lose things. But that's going to do it for today's episode. I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If I see a notification every time I list one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.